If you're positive, you better bless this space. If you are negative, you better get up on my face. If you are positive, you better bless this space. If you are negative, you better get up on my face. If you are positive, you better bless our space. If you are negative, you better get up out our faces.
Period.
Woo!
Hello, if you are new here, I am Azari.
And I'm Space, the Witch, and this is Apollo, my familiar.
And this is Witches and Weebs, where the otaku lifestyle, spirituality, fandom, and witchcraft all come together to create a harmonious community of witches and weebs and everything in between. We dive into all things mystical, magical, pop culture, witchy, weeby, anything under the sun considered fun. So if you are here, thank you for joining us on our journey to enlightenment, and we hope that you have as much fun as we do. Jazzy.
Cat paws.
Cat paws.
Welcome to Mystic Mondays. It's been a long time coming. Don't look at us. Oh, don't look at that either. We've been slacking for too many months, but we are back to look at the moon transits this month, and we've got some little notes here for kind of spells you might want to be looking into doing this month. I do know it's been quite a long time, many months, many moons, many moon phases.
Many transits.
Many transits. We both felt very called back to do this again, to get in line with our astrology, to get to know of astrology day by day and how it can help us. So we hope you're back here with us.
We are starting off with August 6th, where Venus will be going into Libra, which means that Libra, or Venus rather, is going to be right at home. So with Venus in Libra, now is not the time for you to wallow in your loneliness. Like I said, Venus is at home in Libra, which indicates that there's a time where companionship is at its highest. You might want to communicate more with loved ones, or you might want to negotiate using charm rather than wit and logic. And the urge to spend money on somebody that you really love is going to be like incredible. Like basically, this is going to be a time where you're going to want to just love and give and give and love and love and give and give and love. And Venus just so happens to be your chart ruler. You might be compelled even stronger to have these emotions. So I would definitely check to see where Venus is on your chart. See what house Venus is in. See what house Venus is in and figure out from there. When you figure out what house your Venus is in at this time is going to tell you where you should put your love into the most. Like I already said, companionship, yes. Friendship, yes. Spending money on your loved ones, yes. You don't even have to give them money. You can just spend time with them. You can play games with them. Like anything, any energy transaction aside from money is something that you would want to do.
You can give them their love language. I know you guys know your love language, but do you know your loved one's love language? Because my husband loves physical touch, but I love sitting next to him and watching him do whatever he wants to do. I love quality time. He loves physical touch. We have two different ways. So we do both. And it's not limited to the 5 love languages. Somebody's love languages can be very different. Someone said, if you don't banter with me, if you don't kiki with me, I don't feel loved. I love the kiki. I love when we banter a little bit, have a little fun. And someone was like, I love deep conversations if we're not having intellectual conversations, philosophy, psychology, all the like quantum theory and shit like that. They were like, I don't feel loved. So people feel loved in very unique and different ways, and you have to find out what your loved ones are. Yes, sir.
Exactly. And it might feel at some point that there feels like there's so many directions where you want to give your love. And so it might feel overwhelming, but rather than trying to give all of yourself to one aspect, divide it. Do this one day. Do this another day. Do this another day. People will be happy as long as you give them any ounce of attention, but you don't need to take it upon yourself to only do that with that single person or do that single thing. Divide it up. Do everything with everybody, not just one person and one thing. Do it everybody. Find a good balance. Otherwise, you'll be spreading yourself thin, and you don't want to spread yourself thin.
Always make sure you're doing it within your own physical and mental health and all of that. And sometimes, unfortunately, it does mean you'll have to do something a little tired. You just sleep a lot the next day, girl. I understand.
There's going to be so much love in the air. Don't let it cloud your judgment. Don't become infatuated with it. Don't let it become your whole personality, basically. Yes, we do love love, and yes, we love being loved, but when that's all you think about and that's all you know, that is the fastest way to set yourself up for severe disappointment. So with Venus in Libra, now would be a great time to invoke spells of love, friendships, partnerships, or career-oriented goals. Love is not just limited to people. Love is passion. You can love what you do. You can love the things that you have. You can love the direction you're going in your life. So make sure that you dedicate love to those things too, and not just companionship and people and family, friends, children, partners, blah, 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 blah. Make sure that you give yourself that love, and make sure that you give your goals, your hobbies, anything else that makes you that love as well.
This is a good, I wanted to bring this up in some fashion, but I learned that going 72 hours without doing at least one thing you love will make you very sad. So if you are a writer, don't go more than 72 hours without writing. Even if it's a 2-sentence paragraph, do it. If you're a drawer, don't go more than 72 hours without drawing. Same says if you like to write for D&D, if you like any niche little thing that you love doing, make sure you do it once every 72 hours, even if it's just for 15 to 20 minutes. You will be much happier as a person. Anyway, from Venus in Libra on the 6th, we go to August 9th. Mercury moves into Leo. Mercury is about that communication, that connection, and you guys will be feeling yourselves in these ways come August 9th. You'll be feel real good in that communication and connection area. From Venus and Libra as well adds into that good feelings about connections.
Mm-hmm.
All makes sense here. You'll express your feelings very boldly and creatively, but you might find that criticisms hit a little harder than usual, and you're a little sensitive to them if the tone isn't kept light, fun, and positive.
Yep.
So there could be some little hurt feelings if people tend to be a little bit too free thinking with their words and not be graceful.
With that as well, there is a little bit of nuance there, because with Mercury in Leo, there's more dynamic. And so there will be a time where someone says something that you don't like, but they say it normally. However, you will probably take it as an attack on you because you are feeling yourself so much. You're like, nothing can touch me. I'm so confident. Someone gives you the bare minimum constructive criticism and you take that like a stab in the heart. So do be mindful.
Exactly what I was talking about.
Definitely be mindful of how you perceive what somebody is saying.
Behavior can, you're gonna feel more like a king. You're gonna feel more royal. You're gonna feel that fucking Leo energy. You know how it be.
Yes, I do.
You'll feel a little royal. You'll look a little royal. You'll feel bolder, louder, and with all that more confidence, you want to lean into the spells of this transit will be amplifying your confidence, your creativity and attracting recognition and creative opportunities that allow you to continue to feel that royalty of doing that love stuff. So from there, where do we go?
I just also want to add manifestation and beauty work. With this Mercury in Leo,
yeah.
Very good, very good, very good time to do those kinds of rituals. Honestly, even with Venus in Libra, you could do the same thing, because I believe, is Aphrodite Venus?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's definitely like double love. Double love. That you gonna be the baddest bitch in the room, okay?
August, people are gonna be feeling themselves. Mm-hmm. Let's just say that.
I'm gonna probably say this with all of them. Wherever Mercury is in your chart is where you want to exude more confidence. I don't remember where Mercury is on my chart. I study my chart once every 3 years. So I
need to
look
look at my chart more often.
But wherever Mercury is on your chart is where you want to apply more confidence to. So if it's in your first house, it's more confidence to yourself. Fifth house, your creativity. Be more confident. If you do sports, be more confident in your ability to do sports. If you are a parent, be more confident that you're a good parent. If you are a creative artist, author, anything, be more confident that you are a great creator. From there, we move to August 10th. Mars is in Cancer. With Mars in Cancer, it will be a time where you find yourself acting on emotion. I believe that Mars is the planet of like initiative and temper, and Cancer is the sign of emotion. And so temper, initiative, emotion, emotional based temper, emotional based initiative. Basically, you're going to be thinking on emotion. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. It really all depends on how you as a person decide to handle these things. Things might not go accordingly to plan, but don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed with your feelings and become frustrated. It's very easy, especially when you're sensitive with emotion, to become extremely overwhelmed to the point where you either shut down or you lash out. And it's very easy to lash out with Mars because it's like the planet of war or whatever people like to call it. But
Volatile emotions.
It's ruled by Aries, and Aries is a very fiery, stubborn, headstrong sign. It's the ram. Duh. It's what it does.
But remember, Aries is also the only man who is deeply loyal.
That's very true. So take a step back, take a breather, approach the situation again from a different perspective. Or like I said before, check what house your Mars falls under to see if you can avoid overreacting to what that house's correspondence is with this transit. With Mars in my first house, I would have to just like, everything about me, I can't look at myself through an emotional lens. I can't be like, okay, well, you suck at leadership and you suck at taking initiative and you suck at starting things and never finishing them, because I do. But I can't let that define me, and I can't let that break me down. So if Mars is in your first house, don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself some grace. This time is best used to reflect on what motivates you and understand if it's something you truly wish to pursue or if it's time for a change, basically. Divination, baby, divination.
Yeah, this is divination, tarot, oracles, runes, whatever you use, the Leonard Moore deck, or I don't know how it's pronounced, so I'll have to really research that, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. I do know exists. Pendulum working, scrying, like whatever you do, that is the time for. You will
introspection, for sure.
And from there, we have our little line here. We will have a very big solar event. We will have a solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th. A large kind of northeastern event that covers the entire northern hemisphere. You can see it from Europe to some elements of America and Canada and up there. So it's a large portion of the world can see this. And it is happening in Leo, and this solar eclipse in Leo helps us discover the parts of our personalities that betray our best intentions. It's hello shadow, but in a way that the defenses that we have unconsciously erected that inhibit opportunity flowing to us, and we do to ourselves. Like, my biggest thing is being seen. I have to be seen, and I am scared of being seen. I'm doing it to myself. The envy within us that constricts abundance from befriending us. It's been about 7 years since the last solar eclipse in Leo, so this is pretty big. And so look back at that time and see how far you've come, and remember, because look how far you've come. You have to love that person who did all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Leo, ruled by the heart, needs love, appreciation, attention. The same is true for the aspects of the self that are suffering, that cause our suffering, and that only know how to suffer, that were created because you suffered. We cannot reject our less attractive or less accomplished or less socially acceptable versions of ourselves. This only strengthens their feelings of being unworthy, and it only strengthens that inner rebellion. It's just going to want to come out more if you reject it.
Exactly.
It only gives us more reason to self-sabotage. Yeah, I got a little spiritual here. During this eclipse, invite these aspects of self into you. Know that they were created for valid purposes. You were suffering. You only need they cause your suffering for whatever reason. They were coping mechanisms that were healthy at the time that they happened, but are now unhealthy because you're removed from whatever environment created them. Invite them into that space of no nonsense, loving kindness, because they got you here.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed you to survive. Thank them for their service and let them know that they can rest. They can be there. They're protected now. This is obviously, by this whole thing, a time for shadow work. This is a time for deep interpersonal work and subconscious exploration. Do a bath soak to cleanse any guilt away that you might feel towards these aspects of your personality. If you can't do a bath because you don't have a bath, you've got just one shower, you can still do a shower show. Just hang a little herbal thing in your shower, let that water soak through the thing, let it run over you, or have a little incense thing in the bathroom with you. Do candles, turn the lights off, make it moody, and just say the water cleanses you. You don't even have to add anything to the bath. Put a crystal in there with you. It's water safe. But this is time for deep shadow working on this solar eclipse in Leo. You're going to heal deep parts of yourself and respect them because they allowed you to survive. Those ugly parts of you got you here. They allowed you to this point of enlightenment, because if they didn't exist, you wouldn't be enlightened.
Correct.
You have to know your shadow to be enlightened.
That means that the sun is also going to be in Leo around this time, which means, yay, confidence. We love confidence. We love when the sun is at home. Which
will also help you work with deep shadows, because it has illuminated the good parts of you as well. This is like the perfect time to be doing this, because with the sun in Leo, means that all of your good parts are super illuminated, so you see your good bits. And that also means the shadow parts of you are extra illuminated. They're extra dark, and you can see those too, and you can nurture them, and you can say thank you for your service and put them to bed. And now you also know that when they are needed, because some people do deserve shadow, you know that they're there. You know where they are, and you know that you can call on them. They're ready at moment's notice.
Yeah. So shadow working is usually very rough, especially alone. It'll be just a little easier this time. Not by a significant amount, because shadow working is always going to be difficult no matter what, but it'll be just a little easier because you will have that extra I do love myself, and my shadow is part of me, so I do love my shadow, and I apologize for everything that I have put my shadow through or that my shadow has had to endure, and I embrace that this is part of me, and I will live in harmony instead of trying to shove it away in a little box. It'll just make it very easier to understand who you are as an individual.
Correct. That's all I have to say, so we're on to you.
Okay. And I know I just yapped about the sun being in Leo, but on August 22nd, the sun is leaving that very, very comfortable home and will be in Virgo, which means that you'll find yourself paying attention to detail a lot. Virgo is, for a lack of a better term, the sign that is most associated with perfectionism. This is the sign that wants everything to be squeaky clean, spotless, perfect, organized, no clutter. It sparks joy. That's the kind of sign that Virgo is often depicted as. So now is a time where you'll be incredibly poised and focused or set on achieving your goals. Like I said, Virgo is a sign that symbolizes your thought process, as it is Mercury's ruler, and it also prioritizes order. So you pay more attention to things that are more practical and mundane in your life, and the things that don't really sound fun will relieve us of that stress. So do the laundry, fold the clothes, sweep the floors, mow the lawn. This is a very good time for hearth magic. Hearth witches, hearth magic, stuff that has to do with the home. Go bake them cookies. Go cook that meal. Go organize your seasonings in your cabinet. Do the mundane things. Organize these things. So happy home, happy you, happy witch. Clean space gives you more clarity to do things. It'll get rid of that nasty cloud that you might have been in because everything is so cluttered and disorganized. Clean it up. It's time to clean up. It's spring cleaning. It's spiritual spring cleaning time, people.
And this is a time to remember specifically that the mundane becomes magical when you make it magical.
Exactly. Like I already said, become more organized and work on your communication. Go sit in front of that mirror. Go talk to yourself. Take some speech classes. Learn how to articulate yourself better around this time, because it's going to be a lot easier. Some people struggle with talking to other people.
Tongue twisters, if you're bad at just speaking in general, they will help you
Exactly.
speak and enunciate better.
Yes. You've got Mercury, you've got the Sun, you've got Leo, you've got Virgo, you've got both of these signs intertwining together. So it is a time where you want to work on improving those aspects of your life and not allowing yourself to get too lost in, okay, well, since I clean this, that means everything has to be clean, right? No, just things that you feel are immediate. It doesn't have to be everything.
10% is better than 0%.
Exactly. And if you fall victim to your perfectionism, you are going to burn yourself out immediately because you are going to be so riddled with disappointment because you had all these high expectations that you knew damn well that you were not going to fulfill. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. So, divination spells and enlightenment are great around this time. There's a bunch of clutter, like I said, in your home or some organized chaos. Take this time to clean up your space, whether it's your altar, sweeping energy out of the door. Make use of this practical energy that is being given to us during this transit.
From August 26th, where the sun goes into Virgo, we go with Mercury moving into Virgo on the 25th. And this is where I would call practical spring cleaning. This is where the mundane becomes magical. Again, this is all about remembering that mundane is as magical as you make it.
Mm-hmm.
Mercury shifts back into Virgo where it is exalted and finds rulership. So all communications, daily routines, mental focus will be coming back to you around this time in the form of analytical clarity. Why I said practical spring cleaning here, bookkeeping, all those kind of things. This acts as a collective system reboot. Smarter choices, cleaner communication, sharper ideas. You'll be looking to really dig into your goals around this time. Analyze what is useful and what is impractical, as dealing with the details of things should be easier around this time.
Mm-hmm.
We gravitate towards useful information and we can enjoy helping others with our knowledge. It's a time for analyzing and dissecting, but we need other influences to put the pieces together or to see the bigger pieces.
Yep.
A bigger picture. We are very detail-oriented around this time. So you're not really wanting to think about the bigger picture. Somebody else will have to be like, okay, but this is how it's going to really be. It's a time for conservative thinking and a strong tendency to want facts and certainty. So you're not really going to look for like big magical spells that are kind of going to take months and weeks to fucking figure out. You're going to want practical magic, organization, cleaning, bookkeeping, resourcing, stuff that gets the mundane getting magical. This is time for reading your books, organizing your herbs, writing pages of your grimoire, pages of your book of shadows, doing that level of research and doing those if you're going to do witchy things, that's what you're going to be doing.
Yes.
Remember that the mundane is always magical.
Yep.
As magical as you want it to be.
Yes. There's going to be an extreme thirst for knowledge around this time because Virgo is the sign that wants to know everything as much as possible so they can put all the puzzle pieces together and form the bigger picture for themselves. So do your research. Be careful about what you talk about. If you're going to talk about things, make sure you know what you are talking about. Otherwise, you will be embarrassed and it's going to hurt the most. And it's going to just feel like you're going to have imposter syndrome if you allow yourself to go through that. So let's not go through that. I also want to say around this time, look at where Mercury is on your chart. We just looked at where our Mercuries are on our chart, but around this time, look at where Mercury is on your chart, and that is where you want to focus more on being practical and analytical. And finally, we are ending this month off August 28th with a lunar eclipse in Pisces. The moon is going to be in Pisces around this time, and the earth is going to be smack dab in between the sun and the moon for a cool cosmic sandwich.
I just want to say a month where there's 2 lunar events like this is really cool, just for the record.
Like
Sorry, okay.
August is going to be such a powerful, magical month. If you feel called to do your magic in August, do it. Do all the magic. If you're someone who doesn't even care about the transits and you see all this energy and you're like, damn, I'm going to apply all this, just do the magic. Don't worry about moon phases. Don't worry about where the planets are. Just do the magic because either way, all of that energy is still going to be present and it's going to be abundant as fuck. And it's going to end strong because Pisces is a sign of intuition. Pisces is a magical sign. Typically, people who are Pisces are pretty spiritual, and people who have Pisces in their 12th house, which is right at home with Neptune and Neptunian energy, illusion, and all that other mystical, magical, spiritual stuff, are the people who are more inclined to want to do magic. So our intuition's going to be heightened, and a few of us may be putting on our tinfoil hats and making up these crazy controversial theories and all this other stuff, and that's okay.
I've already started.
If you want to be a tinfoil hat person, you could be a tinfoil hat person. For all you know, you might be right. You might sound crazy, but there is a non-zero possibility that you are correct. And 80% is a chance at being successful. Sit with your emotions before you take initiative and allow yourself to feel before acting. This is a time where you want to do some more introspection before you just go out and do whatever. You want to sit and ask yourself, is this something I really want to do? Do I actually feel upset, or was I upset in the moment? And if I am upset in the moment, is it long enough for me to go charge in head first and curse that person out? Or is it something petty that I can just get over? Or I can just do a spell about it? Either way.
Honestly, y'all guys need to learn about how to make petty jars. Put a Lego, put a laxative in there, and that's all you need.
Anything
Just inconvenience some mother. Be like,
put a piece of wood in there because people hate splinters. Put a little splinter, like anything that makes you feel inconvenienced. Put that shit in the fucking jar.
You guys just need to get a petty jar, especially for the people you don't know. Like that guy who cut me off in traffic. Give him a little lesson for being a dick.
Give him diarrhea. There's no reason to bust the windows out of his car. Just give him diarrhea. Do a spell about it.
Make him, if he's got kids, make him spread Legos all over the fucking living room floor, and now he's got to fucking walk through hell.
Now he's got to clean up his kid's diarrhea off the carpet. White carpet, nonetheless. And he doesn't have a motherfucking carpet cleaner. Boo on.
Y'all are witches. Start using magic to your fucking abilities.
Exactly. Lunar eclipses.
And I specifically say hexes and jinxes specifically. Yeah, hobos.
Not curses. You don't need to curse somebody because both of y'all don't know how to drive properly. I'm just saying.
You know, curses are for who. We know what curses and who they're for. Like, we know what curses are for. They're not for petty grievances. That's why we have petty jars.
And there's a reason why it is referred to as justice magic.
Correct.
Okay. Lunar eclipses are often used for awakenings, cleansings, and transformations. You will feel your higher self active during this time, and it's important to listen to that intuition for your next steps forward. That's why I'm emphasizing sitting with yourself. That's why I'm emphasizing introspection. Dreams. Your dreams might be vivid. Things that were hidden will finally surface. Everything that was hidden behind the moon will come forward. And this time, everything that was in the shadow will now come to light around this time. Clarity and closure are important, and it's time for you to heal and forgive. Not forget. Notice how I didn't say forget. You don't forget, because now that is a part of you. You have embraced it. You can't forget about it. Otherwise, your healing and your forgiveness is not worth it. What's the point of healing and forgiving if you're just going to forget that it happened?
We forgive. But we don't forget. We need to know. We need to remember it happened, because then how do you get enlightened?
Exactly. And if you try to forget things, first of all, the more you try to forget things, the more they're going to continuously show up, because you're actively trying to push it out of your memory. Therefore, you are literally putting it in your brain at all times. You are forcing yourself to try and forgetting about it, which you can't do because you're constantly thinking about it. You can't forget about something you're constantly thinking about. That's not how forgetting works. You, like I said, you have to embrace it. You have to acknowledge it, and then you release it because it doesn't serve you. Remember this thing that happened? Oh yeah, I remember. It happened. I embraced it. I remember that it happened, but I don't let it affect me. That's shadow working kind of in a nutshell, yes, but not really. It's a new chapter in your story. You get to determine what you want to bring along with you in this journey. Let go of all of the burdens holding you back. Clean out your fucking cocoon so you can sprout into a butterfly. I love using butterflies as an analogy because they are beautiful. They sit with themselves for a while, and then they emerge from this tiny little itty bitty pathetic little caterpillar and sprout butterfly.
And they also, when they're in that cocoon, they go through hell. They melt down to nothingness and reform from sloop.
They are destroying what is basically unnecessary for them.
They are destroying everything to soup, and then they reform into a beautiful butterfly. You cannot reach enlightenment without going through some shit. That's how it works. And that's why butterflies are a beautiful analogy for transformation and enlightenment in general, because they turn into soup. They turn into soup and become beautiful butterflies with wings.
You can't rebuild a house on a broken foundation. You have to break down that foundation and build an entirely new fucking house. This eclipse is going to be a great time for journaling, shadow working, any sort of rituals, meditation, spells, things that you can do that will help you release all of these burdens, all of this heavy emotion, all of these things that don't serve you. Again, it's another form of spiritual spring cleaning in the form of just cleansing. There's going to be a lot of cleansing this month in August, and do the magic. Do a spell about it. It doesn't matter. I fucking made a spell about winning all of my 50/50s in Honkai Star Rail. Do a spell about it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, at least you did magic. There is no
rejection
lose-lose.
is like you didn't, and in my version, if it doesn't work, it was like source was telling you, hey, you really didn't need that anyway.
Yeah, you don't need this, but it doesn't hurt to do a spell
You
about it.
You got bigger issues. Go do bigger problems. But welcome back to Witches and Weebs Mystic Mondays. Hey! And we had Apollo here almost the whole time, so I think that's a sign we need to keep doing these.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, if you have any questions, hit us in those comments, because a community that yaps together stays together. And we now have a official Discord link that is forever down there, I promise. Oops. Linked in every video description. And you can also find me at my Twitch at SpaceWitchDS on, Twitch. If you want to watch some games, come get your cards read and talk some weird shit, because we talk about anything over there.
Yeah, we sure do. Deep conversations, oracle pulls, being nosy about what's going on around your life. We love hanging out at spacewitchds.ttv.
And also, we talked about booties recently.
We talked about booties and twerking. We talk about twerking. Oh my God. And please make sure that you like and subscribe to be part of the Witches, Weebs, and everything in between, and turn that notification bell on so you can be first in line for the next episode of Witches and Weebs, because who doesn't want to be first in line for one of our one-of-a-kind, ahead of its time pieces? I know I do. I know Space does, and we hope that you do as well.
So remember, with much love, stay magical, stay mystical, and stay whimsical. We will see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming to our Mystic Monday.
Yeah!